The thing Trump's really good at is getting otherwise rational people to clamp down harder on their fears and prejudices. These people aren't monsters. They're completely normal. But for whatever reason, they let their fears drive them, and that turns them into weapons.
The American dream is dead. But if I get elected president, I will bring it back bigger and better and stronger than ever before, and we will make America great again. When Mexico sends its people, they're not sending their best. They're not sending you. They're not sending you. They're sending people that have lots of problems. They're bringing drugs. They're bringing crime. They're rapists. And some, I assume, are good people.
It's clear that he has been pushing the boundaries of what is permissible or acceptable in American politics and pushes these boundaries in an authoritarian way.
That's okay. That's okay. Don't worry. That's all right.
Then security started rounding us, and the supporters of Donald Trump started cursing at us, saying, "Go back to Mexico. You shouldn't be here. This is our country." Was talking crap and cursing at me. So at that moment, responding, I told him, "I pay taxes just like you do here." And that's when he spit on my face.
I was trying to push people off. I was fighting, man. Like, it was a fight. The fact of the matter is, the Trump supporters are the ugly truth.
I mean, the fact that that he says, "I will deport 11 million people." I mean, that is a violent, very violent thing to say. Now, there is at times a translation of that very assertive, clearly authoritarian language into violent practice.
See, the first group, I was nice. Oh, take your time. The second group, I was pretty nice. The third group, I'll be a little more violent. And the fourth group, I'll say, "Get the hell out of here."
Maybe he should have been roughed up, because it was absolutely disgusting what he was doing.
We're not allowed to punch back anymore. I love the old days. You know what they used to do to guys like that when they were in a place like this? They'd be carried out on a stretcher, folks. That's true. Not allowed, you know, the guards are very gentle with him. He's walking out like big high fives, smiling, laughing. Like to punch him in the face, I'll tell you. Yeah, get him out. Try not to hurt him. If you do, I'll defend you in court. Don't worry about it.
Good evening. We start with the breaking news out of Paris and what, at least at this moment, looks to be a city under terror attack.
Oh. It really looks like we have two shooters.
Now authorities telling us both were committed to terrorism before they even met.
We cannot turn against one another by letting this fight be defined as a war between America and Islam.
Donald J. Trump is calling for a total and complete shutdown of Muslims entering the United States until our country's representatives can figure out what the hell is going on.
What was proposed yesterday is not what this party stands for.
And what he said about banning Muslims coming here to America has made us all less safe.
This policy is a policy that makes it impossible to build the coalition necessary to take out ISIS.
We have no choice. We have no choice. And these people will come in.
When you start demonizing other people, okay, when you start planting these seeds of fear in other people, that fear is what leads to hate.
Bye. Bye.
We knew how it would end, that we would be taken out. When we were being escorted out, another Trump fan ran into the stairwell and said, if you don't get out of here, I'm going to hit you.
Yes, he deserved it. The next time we see him, we might have to kill him.
Myself, I know it's not.
Get yourself an African American. Go back to Africa.
Ride a cowboy.
Trump is much more extreme and thereby closer to someone like Mussolini than other populists, both from the past and from the present. I mean, if you compare Trump with, in someone like, Chavez's successor, Nicolás Maduro, president of Venezuela, or Silvio Berlusconi, they will eventually at some points use, ethnic and anti-migrant arguments to somehow drive the political process, but they will never put this at the center of their speech and their politics. Whereas Trump, one of his main arguments is this very xenophobic statement. Now, to put it very bluntly, actually, to put racism at the center of the political process, that brings, Trump closer to fascism than other populists.
I mentioned food stamps, and that guy who's seriously overweight went crazy. He went crazy. Amazing.
While I was waiting for it to start, I listened to these four guys in the row behind me. This one guy in particular, he kept referring to this one Indian teenager further down the row as ISIS. And the kid was hearing him, say these awful racial slurs. The teenager snaps and says, hey, f*** you. And then the idiot sicks the cops on this Indian teenager. And they take him aside and intimidate him. The thing Trump's really good at is getting otherwise rational people to clamp down harder on their fears and prejudices. These people aren't monsters. They're completely normal. But for whatever reason, they let their fears drive them, and that turns them into weapons.